Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading for you for 3 piles for what do people think about you at this time in this current energy. So I'm going to allow the piles to be on the screen so that you can go ahead and pick your pile. The pile timestamps will be in the description box like always. So yeah. Also, guys, thank you so much for the support and, just the views and the, what am I trying to say? The interactions that you guys gave off of the last pick a card. If you haven't watched that video, definitely check that one out. But yeah, I'm just very grateful and I just want to say thank you to everyone. All right, so with that being said, I hope you guys have picked your pile. I'm going to be starting with pile 1. Hi, pile 1. All right, so this will be what do people think about you? All right, so we're going to cover all bases with this. I'm going to start off with some oracle and just get like a consensus of what people think about you. And then we'll get into some things more in depth with the tarot. All right, so what do people think about my pile number 1? What do people think of pile number 1? Whoever is watching for pile number 1, this is what people think about you. I'm starting off with some life path cards, but they will kind of like let you know what people think you should be doing in life, what people think that you're really good at. And I thought this would be a good way to open up your message. So we're going to pull 3. So what do people think of my pile number 1? All right, we have love, light and love. Okay. I'm used to saying love and light, but light and love. What else do we have here? We have books. All right. Let's see what else is here. And we have oracle cards. All right. Interesting. So bottom of the deck, we have creative expression. So I do feel like whether it's through your aesthetic, your look, what you wear, what you involve yourself in, people feel like you have a very creative way of expressing yourself. All right, so I don't know if this is through writing with the book card coming here, or this is like the photos that you take and upload to your social media, maybe even the captions that you write under those photos, how you express yourself on social media, even like Twitter, where you just talk. Maybe if you make video content, if you are an artist, whether that's music or like mediums through paint or drawing, whatever that is, people feel like you have a very creative way of expressing yourself, conveying your thoughts. When you speak, you just kind of inspire a lot of people around you. Okay. We have light and love. So, with light and love, this one says that people believe that your purpose is to bring divine healing through light and love into this world. So, you could be a very nice person, very compassionate and empathetic. People may feel very refreshed and lifted after speaking to you or being around you. There's a very bright and positive energy that you kind of share with people just by being in your presence. So, I think that's really nice. We have books here. Maybe people feel like you're really into books. Maybe your nose, what do they say? Your nose is always in a book, or your head isn't always in, I don't know what people say. Anyway, people could always see you reading something or just spending time or wasting time reading. People may feel like you could make a really great writer, okay? Maybe because you're so creative in that way. I also feel like people may feel like you are an open book, like you do share about your life and yourself without holding anything back. Like you don't have any trust issues per se in this time in your life. So I think that's really good. But yeah, this one says you connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books or just being an open book. All right. Last but not least, we have oracle cards. So I do feel like pile number 1, you could be very familiar with tarot and oracle. You could read for people or you read for yourself, and this is something that you could do regularly. You're able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So maybe like your friends and your family, or maybe even strangers that you read for on the internet. Your readings always hit. They're very intuitive. I feel like you give great advice. I feel like you have a really nice way of conveying the message, even if it's positive or negative. All right. So, yeah, that's just the start. It's very simple and very positive just to start. Of course, we're going to get into some more juicier details. Let me go ahead and pull the oracle card for that before we get into tarot. All right, I'm going to pull 4 of this one. So, Spirit, give me some messages for pile number 1. What do people think about pile number 1? What do people think of pile number 1? What do people think of pile number 1? All right, let's see. All right, we have running. Okay, let's see what else is here. We have survived disaster. Okay. Oh, all right. We have sex. And one last card here. One last card here. We have ghost. Wow. Okay, so you see how the messages kind of change from my more positive oracle deck to this kind of crazier oracle deck that I have. Bottom of the deck, we have Will You Marry Me? So I do feel like a lot of people who come across you feel like you would make really great marriage material. Like you give the energy of wifey or hubby. Um, a lot of people who are associated with you romantically would like to take things to a more serious state between you two. They have a lot of hopes and desires of having a very committed relationship with you. So that is interesting. All right, we have running here and we also have ghost. Okay, so these two kind of go hand in hand. I do feel like a lot of people feel like when they start to get close to you, you tend to distance yourself or run away. You could be like a runner and they feel like they always have to chase you down to get you to communicate, to get you to see them again. It is like, very slippery. Like you have a slippery essence about you where you could slip through someone's fingers really quickly, just as fast as they catch you. Okay. So you could be a runner in a way. You could have a fear of intimacy, people getting close to you. Okay. So even if you do approach people with love and light, you have a positive vibe that kind of translates through your actions and through your words, and people really feel very comfortable and safe in your presence. Just as they start to get comfortable, they feel like you're on the run or you're on to the next. Okay. Ghost is kind of similar, where they may feel like they are really enjoying their time in conversations with you, and then all of a sudden, you do not answer anymore or you do not check in anymore. You kind of ghost people a little bit. Okay. So I feel like that comes from that fear of intimacy that we're talking about. Now, people are also feeling about you that you have survived some type of disaster. They may be trying to make sense in their head why they feel so drawn to you, but they can never catch you. And they may think that you have gone through some very traumatic experience in life that makes you just kind of like, always watching your back, or you don't stay for too long. You know how to move on. All right. Something could have happened in your past, they feel, that has made you very, like you don't like to get close to people. You like to be a nomad and keep moving forward. Okay. So people definitely feel like something has happened in your past that has really did a number on you and changed the way that you interact with people. And then we have sex here. And so I feel like with your sex life, you don't have any bad reviews. I feel like a lot of people feel like your sex is fire. When people get intimate with you, not just sex, but like kissing, touching, when you do open yourself in that way to people, they feel very blessed. They feel very lucky, and you leave them feeling like this was just a very amazing time. Like maybe they don't get that with a lot of people. You keep things very sexy and fresh in the bedroom, and it definitely leaves a lasting mark on the people that have been so lucky to be intimate with you. All right. And I think that's why you're getting all of these marriage proposals or people who want this heavy commitment from you. So that is very interesting. So I'm just going to push this out of the frame where I can see and you can't see any longer. And we're going to pull some tarot cards and see what else people are thinking of you. Okay. Alrighty. Pile number one, super sexy. Pile number one, wifey and hubby material. Pile number one, and the ghosters. All right, let's see what's going on here. And my survivors, okay, period. So let's see. For pile number one, what do people think about my pile number one? What do people think about my pile number one? Give me some messages. What do people think about my pile number one? Six of Pentacles. All right, we also have here the Devil, and that goes hand in hand with the sex card that I put up. So we'll have some fun with that card. All right, let's see what else is here. All right, we have the Three of Cups. And let's see what else we have. One more card. Oh, the Fool. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Son of Coins, which I'm pretty sure this would be the Knight of Coins. All right, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a very slow moving energy that people feel they're bound to when it comes to getting to know you or getting close to you. Again, you have a lot of suitors or people who are interested in having long-term, heavily committed relationships with you. And that's not just romantic, that's also like in your family. All right. It's also your friendships. People really want longevity out of this connection and they feel devoted to you. But with the Knight of Pentacles, they feel like it's very slow moving. Like they could be putting in a lot of effort, but not really making fast progress with you. So they do notice that you are someone who may be hard to get. Okay. All right. So we have the Six of Pentacles here. And I do feel like people feel that you are a very generous person. They think that you're a very generous person. I feel like even off of the first interactions with people, they feel very wowed by you because you're so generous. You could offer to pay for something. You could help someone out in a very tremendous way. You don't mind taking time out of your day to doing for others. And there's something very generous about your spirit that shocks people because maybe they don't come across a lot of people that are like this. I think it's very shocking too because you're super generous, but you're almost like not, you don't stay around for long, right? Now, you could be generous with your, services, money, maybe your time, because time is money. But I also feel like with the sex card, you could be very generous in the bedroom in whatever way that means. All right, let's see. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. I have to be very careful with these cards. They're super delicate. All right, let's see. Clarify the Six of Pentacles for pile number one and what people think about them. All right, we have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Seven of Wands. Okay. So people have seen you be very generous and even prioritize them over yourself. All right. And I feel like that's how you lead with. You're always doing things for the greater good of other people. You care about people. You're very compassionate. You always offer a little bit more than what people expect. And it really wows them and makes them feel very special with the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Wands is very interesting. There's something with the Seven of Wands that talks about like a person being backed into a corner, a person fighting something, fighting the beast all on their own. I feel like you really help people that you see that are struggling, and you help them to like, I don't know, I'm getting this energy of you help someone from being embarrassed. So, and I'm getting like a bathroom. So I don't know, someone like had something on their pants or on their shirt, or something was wrong with their hair. Maybe you followed them into the bathroom and just offered like some help so that they wouldn't be embarrassed throughout the day. Or I don't know. I always feel like I'm feeling really strongly that you've helped people out of a lot of embarrassment. Even when you may not have known them that well, you just kind of want to see like people who are disadvantaged win, and they feel that way about you, like you're a girl's girl or you're a guy's guy or you're for the people. So it's very it's very honorable the way that you have helped others, and people think this about you, and I feel like you stay on people's mind long after you've helped them, because it was such a significant move that you made that really uplifted this person or these people. Okay, but again, you just kind of like help and then you move on. You don't really like try to stick around or try to make some type of connection out of it. You do it out the kindness of your heart and you move forward. Okay, not even looking for anything in return. So I think that's really cool. Now we have the devil here. All right, so there could be something where people just really are super infatuated with you. They can't help themselves. They could get very infatuated. I feel like a lot of people have really obsessed over you in this lifetime, and that's not changing anytime soon. So you do tend to attract people who are very obsessive over you, maybe even possessive, want you all to themselves. People also lust after you quite a bit. So you do get like a very, you could be hanging out with people. And I'm also getting this weird energy too, where it's like you could be hanging out with your friend. Your friend is bringing a love prospect or interest, but that interest is staring at you the whole night, or you can feel the tension that this person is wanting something more. So, I know that sounds horrible, but it is the devil card, and you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So even people who should not be looking your way do have this obsession and infatuation towards you. Maybe that makes you uncomfortable sometimes. All right, let's see. Now, also, if you do have an intimate moment with someone, but you don't really see anything further, it could be really hard to dismiss this person afterwards. They could really be stuck, especially after that. So, you almost like moving forward in life, you almost have to be very picky with who you choose to be intimate with, because even like a fun night can turn into a stalker situation. So you almost have to be very careful who you give your middle piece to, okay? All right. Clarify the devil for pile number one. All right. And this is the sun. Okay. So the devil is the sun. So you don't give people the negative feelings of the devil, you give them the very addictive, positive feelings of the devil. I always say the sun card is like getting high. Okay. Excuse me if that offends you. But the sun is like getting high, it's an addictive vibe. And so I feel like people really get high off of your energy and then get very obsessive. Okay. So, very interesting. Let's see what else is here. Ooh, I was just looking at this card on the bottom of the deck and then I dismissed it because I was like, I'm not going to talk about that. And then it came out anyway. So this is the King of Cups. All right. So this is more so you just being very empathetic with people, being a genuine person, nurturing people, but you tend to, just by helping someone out or being kind to them, you end up like they start to crush on you, okay? Like they start to have these strong feelings for you, or they see it as more than what it was. People may take your kindness as flirtation or as an invitation to get closer, but I know now that because people see you as the runner and ghost, you don't usually intend for people to stay too long. But you do breed a lot of those interactions just by being a very genuine, nurturing type of person. All right, we have the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck too. solidify that thought that people really get entangled in your kindness and would like to pursue something more. All right. People also see you as a Three of Cups. So they see you as a very fun person to be around. People really love maybe to invite you out to places because they feel like you are the life of the party. There is a lot of energy of making a lot of friends, but there also is an energy of like friends turn into crushes. So maybe some people who you may have just wanted friendship with may end up crushing on you or having feelings for you, because the Three of Cups is mutual interest and having fun together, but it's also mutual attraction. Now, attraction can be platonic, where it's just like I'm attracted to you as a friend, but for some reason, with that devil hanging over here in this reading, I feel like people start to like you and want you then more than just a friend. But people see you as the life of the party here with the Three of Cups, so let's see what that's about. Okay. Five of Swords. And what's interesting is this person right here is smiling in the picture. Interesting. I feel like you have some friends that turned into frenemies. Did they not? Because this is picking up on people who have been friends to you, but you have defeated them in some way. So there could have been some hitting below the belt or some arguments, even physical altercations, where you have been the victor or the winner. You've walked away possibly unscathed, and the others kind of just feel defeated. But they see you as a really fun time. They see you as someone that they want to be part of the group again. They also see you as someone that they're feeling strong attraction to. So even if these people are not in your life any longer, they could be tuned in and still attracted to what you're giving up, what energy you possess, even in today's time. It's very interesting that that card would come out. See what else is here? All right, so this card is the Fool, which will be your next card coming out. So I also feel like these people from your past, maybe these friends or even new friends, they feel like you kind of move on really fastly, because the Fool card to me is like changing. It's almost similar to that Death card energy where you transform. So I feel like you have picked up different identities throughout maybe a short span of time. So let's say like 3 years, you have changed quite a bit. You've changed your hobbies, your interests. You probably changed the way that you hold yourself or how you dress. You've changed maybe the environments that you frequent. And I feel like people who feel like they've known you or they have history with you, that you have changed so much. You kind of like shift identities quite a bit. And people are very attracted to these new identities. So it's almost like the people that may have not been in your life anymore, that you have ghosted or ran from, they are very curious about this new energy that you're bringing to the table, and they kind of feel like they want to be a part of. Tell me about the Fool for what people think about my pile number one. All right, Knight of Pentacles. So they feel like you have just kind of moved forward. You've changed your environments. You change maybe how you dress, how you talk, how you wear your hair, what your interests are, what your hobbies are. You've changed quite a bit. You've done like a big switch up. With the Knight of Pentacles, they feel like, I don't know, because the Knight of Pentacles is going this way. It's almost like people are waiting to hear from you that have been your friends. They're like, okay, do we fit into your new lifestyle? Do we fit into this new energy that you're encompassing? You've changed so much, but I'm interested in that too. Won't you give me a call? What? Okay. You have a lot of people who are kind of feel like they have unfinished business with you, or unfinished like ties to you, okay? That are wondering if you will ever return, or speak to them again or hang out with them. You could be getting an invitation soon from an old friend. Okay, I'm going to put that out there. All right, let's see what else is here. All right, Five of Wands as well. Okay, so also too, you're someone who is just not afraid of adversity. You're not afraid of people not understanding what you're into. So, say you used to be like an athlete and you used to be frequent the gym a lot, and that's where a lot of your friends resided, was at the gym, because you were always about improving your body and getting stronger. And then, you start to feel like, okay, that's not really my identity anymore. I feel like now I'm more into um, art. So you start frequenting like the exhibits and the art store and maybe art workshops, and you make some new friends now. It's like your friends from the gym maybe were wondering like why you were doing that at first, and probably didn't really support, but you didn't care. You didn't shy away from really experiencing this new hobby or interest because you felt called to do it, and you still are authentically yourself. So it's almost like people may wonder how you're so brave that you're able to just kind of shift identities and not care about what people may be thinking on the back end. All right. Hmm. All right. Pile number one, this is what I have for you. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hi, pile number two. All right, so this reading will be about what people think about you at this time. I'm going to start off with a very cozy and cute and cuddly oracle um, deck, excuse me. And we're going to get some messages from there. And then we're going to get into the nitty gritty, the more juicier messages with another oracle deck and tarot. All right, so I hope that you're doing well. And let's see what people think about you, pile number two. All right, give me some messages for pile number two. What do people think about pile number two overall? What do people think about pile number two overall? All right, we have support coming out as the first card. Flowers. Books is coming out again. Okay, this came out for pile number one. Let's get another card on top of that one. Heart's Desires. Okay. Alrighty, so we have on the bottom of the deck practice. So people could feel like you're getting better and better at your skills or what you want to do in life or things that you're naturally good at. You could be polishing your skills or just practicing them a lot and trying to get better, eventually becoming a master of this. All right, so people see that there's some type of interest or hobby that you're into right now, and although you may not be perfect, you're close to it. You're really like focused and concentrated on elevating this and possibly using it for a profession, for a source of income, or just for your own enjoyment. But people are seeing that you're getting naturally better at something that you've been putting a lot of effort towards. People also see you as a support in a lot of people's lives. So you could have helped a lot of people on their own journeys, like sacrifice your own time to give to others or support them in any way. You could be a very supportive friend. Like if someone is trying to promote something, you're always there to post it or show up to their events or help them set up. So you've just always been very selfless and supportive of others, and people really value that because we know in today's time a lot of people are not like that. So kudos to you. We have flowers here, and I said before I even started this whole reading that if the flowers came out, I would take that as a message that people feel like you deserve your flowers. Like people could feel like you do so much for others. Now you deserve some type of celebration or you deserve some type of gift or reward. So people are really feeling like you've been doing your thing no matter what that is, and that you deserve more recognition, more reward for it. And maybe they're preparing themselves to also give you your flowers in some way. Okay. So I don't know if you have a birthday coming up, but it feels like your true friends here, or the people who truly support you back, are going to be planning something huge for you, whether that's like a really nice present or that's like a nice dinner or party. People are really going to go above and beyond for you moving forward the rest of this year because they feel like you have done so much. Now, also flowers talks about like working with flowers that opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your purpose in life. I feel like if you have ever bought flowers for your home or for other people, you make sure that they are extra beautiful and crisp and vibrant. So if you've ever bought flowers for like a friend, a coworker, a family member, a loved one, they feel like you have special attention to detail. Or even in all things that you do for people, you just have great attention to detail. You go above and beyond to get things right for people and make sure that they're extra beautiful. So I feel like if you have given anyone any flowers in the past, it's something that they still bring up to this day that they feel so grateful for. If you have ever had flowers in your home, people really feel like the way that you have arranged them, and maybe the vase or vase that you put them in, and how clean the water is and how beautiful and vibrant they are, that you take special care, and they feel like, wow, that inspires them to do the same thing. All right, so we have books here, and I already got this in pile number one, but of course I'm going to keep it because what comes out is meant to come out. And I feel like this card signifies you being someone who has a lot of layers. You know, first of all, you could be an open book too. You don't shy away from telling people what you're interested in, what your hobbies are, what you like to do, that kind of thing. You never like make some shit up just to appease other people. You keep it all the way real, and you're an open book, and you're not it's like you're not insecure about what you got going on. You wear it proudly. I also feel like you have a lot of layers with that book. Like people only got one chapter of you, but from your past and also in your future, you have so much more to offer, so much more in store for yourself, much more layers to your personality than most people get, okay? But also books says that people believe that you connect with your life purpose through the involvement of books. So maybe you're someone who's really into books. You could be in a, what is it called? A book club. Or you could be a writer. Maybe you have a very storytelling type of tone when you speak to people, or even when you're writing to people. Even maybe on your content that you have on your social media or on other platforms, you know how to tell a story and really engage people into what you got going on. All right, I wanted to pull this since we got books already. We have Heart's Desires. It says the angels are supporting and guiding and protecting you as your dreams become reality. So, first of all, Heart's Desires feels like someone who's very lucky and blessed and spoiled in life. Like things always happen to your heart's desires, right? So people may feel like you're very blessed, you're very protected, that you have a very strong connection to the divine, and that way you always land on your feet very perfectly. People may feel like you're really good at getting what you want as well in a very positive way. Like you're not afraid to speak your mind or ask for more, and you always get more. So people feel like you get very lucky in a lot of situations, whether that's in your career, whether that's with your money, your love life, and just adventure, like your day to day. So, that's how we're starting this one off. All right, so now let's really get into it. 1 second, let me put these cards up somewhere. All right, let's really get into it now, and let's see. What was I? Yes, excuse me, sorry. I got like a brain fart. All right, so let's see for pile number 2. What do people think of my pile number 2? What do people think of my pile number 2? Give me some messages, please. All right, we have music group. Okay, that's interesting. What else do we have here? We have start new life. All right. Win the heart. And one last card for pile number two. Colt. Okay. All right, these are some interesting cards, and we're definitely going to dissect each one. But first and foremost, on the bottom of the deck, we have Army. So I don't know if some of you guys have been military brats, like children of your parents who were in the military, or you actually served some time in the military, or you could just be, this card kind of signifies a lot of discipline. So you could be very disciplined. You could have a routine and that you follow very strictly. Maybe you have a diet that you follow very strictly. You could be very disciplined and someone who doesn't like really indulge in the things that are not good for you. If you do indulge in like for example, like drinking, if you do indulge in drinking, it has to be maybe for special occasions. You're never like keeping liquor at your home, or if you do, you're just very disciplined where those bottles just go untouched. You can be disciplined in working out often. Okay, so there's a way that you are just super disciplined in life, and kudos to you because I do feel like when you are very disciplined, like stewardship, like the divine blesses you because they can see that you can handle a lot. It's almost like parenting yourself and staying on, being strict about what's important to you in life. And I feel like those type of people are very blessed and will continue to be blessed. Okay, so that's first and foremost. All right, so we have music groups. So I feel like your music tastes are really nice, whether someone just like comes over and you're playing something, or if they get in your car and you have your playlist playing. People feel like your music tastes are out of this world. I feel like when you play music, a lot of people like try to ask like, what was the name of that song? What artist is that by? So that they can also cop the song and put it on their own playlist. So people really like your music taste. And maybe you've been shocked in your life where people have asked you to play music, and there's people who you don't feel like you're similar to at all, but they end up really loving and vibing your music. Also, I also feel like with the music group, if you make music, people really feel like it could be successful, that you're only getting better with time. With that practicing card that came out, you could be naturally talented where most people had to work really hard to get to your point, and you're just kind of really naturally gifted with music or rapping or singing or whatever it is, or even if you just are a producer and you make beats. um Also, your voice, you may have a very like aesthetically pleasing voice. Singing, yes, maybe you can sing, but other than that, like when you talk, people feel like your voice is just very pleasing. Okay, I don't know which way that is. I don't know if you have to be on phones a lot for your job, but you may have heard complete strangers just say, oh, you have a really nice voice. Or even like when you're dating, people are like, wow, I really love your voice. So there's something very aesthetically pleasing about your voice. Okay, all right, start new life. Okay, so people think that you are starting from scratch here, that you're encompassing a new energy. Maybe you could be stepping into a new environment here. Also, people could feel like you're very optimistic, like you're always looking for the bigger picture and you're always going to the biggest thing. Um, this card also talks about like someone who could have went through a divorce or a breakup and was in a low emotional state from that, and now they're starting from scratch and they're going to put their best foot forward. So people feel like you may be having identity shift. You're changing as a person and is leading you into a different type of lifestyle. Okay, so definitely changing your lifestyle around. Again, this could be like if you had a troubled past, even so, like anyone who's been locked up, anyone who has dealt with substance abuse. If you just was in a bad relationship and you stopped working on your goals because of that, whatever it is, you are turning a new page, and that life no longer serves you, and you're starting something completely new, and you're doing really well at it. All right, win the heart. So things that you do naturally win the hearts of a lot of people. I feel like you get away with a lot of things, okay? Like there could be times at work that you're about to get written up and you go into that manager's office and you sit down and you have that sympathetic look on your face and they're like, "Yeah, you should be written up for this, but I'm going to let you go with a warning." And it's like, whoa, that was nice. Or getting pulled over by the police officer. Maybe you were speeding on home listening to that fantastic music playlist. And the police officer is like, yeah, you were going over 30 on the speed limit, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yes, officer, I'm so sorry about that. They ask for your ID. You give it to them and they come back and they're like, well, you're almost home. You need to be careful out there. I'm going to let you go for a warning. I see other people going faster than you. All right. So things like that. You're able to win the heart of others, not only in times that you may need a little life break, but also like just normally. Like you could be someone who makes friends very easily or even finds love very easily. You're able to just win the heart of others. This could be also very positive if you have business. If you have a business, right? Or if you're making music or whatever you do, you could win the hearts of potential fans or supporters or clients or customers. You know how to win the heart of people very, it comes easy to you. Okay. So people just think like, wow, their hearts flutter for you and they just feel like you cannot do any wrong. So that's very interesting. Maybe you've had to friend zone a lot of people. Maybe you've been proposed to quite a bit in your life, or you will be. Okay, I definitely see that. And you've had to break hearts of people that the feeling was not mutual. So I definitely see that. I also feel like there's an energy of people at work really falling for you when maybe that wasn't your intentions. All right, last but not least, we have Colt. Okay, this card is so funny because when I was trying to like pick the cards to shuffle in this read, not like specifically for yours, but the deck that I'm using, it's like a writer's deck. It's to help people write stories. And there's certain cards in there that I was like, if this comes out, this is not really it doesn't really coincide with this type of reading. So I was like, I just went through the deck really quickly to just take out anything that was just going to be fluff and didn't make sense. But when I seen the Colt card, I was like, oh my God, if this comes out for someone, that is just so funny. Because this can talk about the first thing I'm getting with this is the way that you talk. Okay. The way that you talk can be very like culty. And I don't, hopefully, you're not in a cult, but I don't know. Okay, so like maybe you talk very optimistic, maybe you talk like kind of sciency a little bit. I can't even really explain it, but if you ever watch any cult documentary and you've seen the leader and you see how they talk, then you'd be like, okay, maybe I do talk like that. So you do give like a very culty energy. Some people may get very drawn into what you're saying to where they want to follow you, but they also feel like that was kind of weird how they were just so positive and so optimistic and they were trying to make sense out of the universe and da da da. Like people are like, okay, is there something that they're doing, at the strike of 12 when we're all sleeping? Are they going into the basement with their robe on? Like, where are they getting this way of speaking? But I feel like this is just natural to you. Okay, like I don't feel like you're getting this content from someone else and trying to recruit anybody. Also, with the cult, I feel like you tend to attract a cult following. So your social media numbers may be bigger than what people could even realize. I get this energy of like people going to follow you after like meeting you. And when they follow you, they're like, damn, they got a lot of followers. Okay. Or this is what they'll be saying in the future. They're very shocked, or maybe like they're looking at one of your photos that they're drawn to themselves. They're like, ooh, look at them on vacation. They go and click on the photo, it has like so much likes and they're like, damn, how did they get so many likes? So I feel like you tend to like rope people in very easily, and before people even know it, they kind of get roped in too. So it's almost like someone could be judging you for the way that you speak, or they could be judging you like, how did you get so much followers, or how did you get so many likes? but then they get roped in just as quickly. It's like, well, I'm interested as well. I'm intrigued as well. So you kind of like breed a cult following of people who may be followers or very inspired by you or just don't even know how they ended up here. Cuz that's a lot of stories for some people who are in cults. Half of them are like believers, half of them are lost, and then the 3% is like, I don't even know how I ended up here. It was the drugs. It was the drugs. Just kidding. All right, anyway, let's move on from that. Let's move on from that. Alrighty. Tell me more about what people think about pile number 2. Tell me more about what people think about pile number 2. Oh my goodness. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, what else is here? All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles. You see how everybody, like, what people are thinking of you is all pentacle related? It's very interesting. Okay, let's see what else is here. Lots of abundance people feel for you. All right, and then we have the Temperance card. Okay. Alrighty. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands. Alrighty, so with this energy of the King of Wands, people feel like you're a very passionate person. You're a go-getter. Anything that you set your sights on and you want for yourself or you want to achieve for yourself, you chase it until you get it. You don't take no for an answer. You're a go-getter, okay? They also see you as someone who's very driven and motivated. They may feel like you may have more strength, power, or motivation that you kind of outlast a lot of people who could be also going for the same things. So you kind of don't lose momentum. You just stay very inspired and very confident as well. You could be a very, very confident person. With that King of Wands as well, this is related to your body. So I do feel like you have a very nice body. You keep up with your body very nicely. People think that you look very strong or have a muscular or you have definition in your body that makes you look really nice, okay? Yeah, so people see you as someone who goes after what they want and they get it. You get it. Period. Alrighty. You could be someone who outlasts a lot of the competition. So there could be people who want similar things as you or the same things as you. You know how to make it last, outrun them and not lose momentum. You know how to pace yourself while other people are just trying to get ahead. So that speaks to a lot of volumes. This is definitely a leader. So I see why you have the cult following. I would follow you too. Okay. All right. So 10 of Pentacles is amazing. I mean, people think that you have abundance that follows you. They also may feel like you come from a generation of very successful and wealthy people, and that you naturally will just be um, taking that position in your life as well. You have a credible abundance where abundance just tends to follow you. You may have a great relationship with your money, or you're in the process of learning a better relationship with your money that's going to stick. People see you as someone who is here to last. So whether that's like making music, or that's in your career, or that's in a hobby or interest that you're picking up, they feel like you're here to stay. You're not someone who is fleeting or here today and gone tomorrow. You have longevity. They also feel like you will possess a lot of wealth in this lifetime. All right. So there's that. They feel like your future generation will be very inspired to also be go getters and also maintain this wealth. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles for what people think about pile number 2. All right, we have the Eight of Wands. So super abundant. If you think about abundance, if you pray for abundance, if you've manifested abundance, you know that abundance, when it does come into your life, it comes like in numbers, okay? That's abundance. It's like I'm always able to attract opportunities that elevate me. And with the Eight of Wands, people have seen that you have gained a lot of opportunities off of the things that you're seeking out. So if you were talking to a friend and you're like, I'm single as a Pringle right now, I just want to date, like I want some good prospects, I want to meet some new people. And then, within that same month, your friend is seeing that so many people are wanting to date you, like you spoke it into existence in some way. So people always feel like whatever you're manifesting and you're going after, you tend to get a lot of prospects or a lot of opportunities raining upon you. They also may feel like things come to you very fast, okay? So if you're setting yourself out to do something, you accomplish it really fast, or if you're asking or manifesting something, it comes into your life very, very fast, okay? With the Eight of Wands. If you travel as well, people feel like you're really someone who travels to very like prominent, elevated spaces. This could be like luxury travel. People may feel like you stay in really nice hotels or resorts. You are always doing some really nice excursions. You buy the nicest clothes for vacation or travel. You could be flying in certain seats. So I don't know what that's about, but yeah. Tell me more about the Ten of Pentacles. All right, we have what is this? The Queen of Swords. Okay. People may feel like when it comes to your abundance and your longevity, you are able to put your emotions to the side. And maybe that's why you're so successful. It's like you don't hold on to negative emotions or even positive emotions when it comes to your money, your career, your business, just being successful. And this is maybe why you have longevity, because you don't get butthurt over things. You kind of just feel like that wasn't meant for me and I'm just going to keep chasing and get what is deserved of mine. You don't let setbacks make you upset or let you get down on yourself. You're very logical, and if you don't accomplish something at that moment, you could be thinking in a very mathematical way of like, maybe I did this wrong, so let me fix it and then I'll definitely get it. So you kind of just don't get butthurt over things that most people get very emotional about, and that people feel like that's why you're winning in life. It's like, oh, you didn't allow, if that person got the promotion over you, don't you feel sad? Don't you feel upset because you put in more work? You're just like, no, I don't think it was the timing for me, but I'm still gonna get that position though. Okay, so people are really value that. You kind of turn something like nothing into something. If you're handed nothing after really working hard and chasing after something, you're able to flip it to where you become very abundant, and it all starts in the brain. All right, Knight of Pentacles. With that Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this is someone who's never in a rush. Okay, like never rushes to do things, takes their time. They also know that through time comes bigger reward. So they're never trying to rush something. They want longevity. They want the biggest bag. So if it takes a little bit longer to come, then I'm good with that. Also, if you're very slow to do something, you still get it done. So I feel like if there's ever times that you're feeling tired at work or in your household, you're feeling a little tired, or even in a relationship, maybe your lover is like, can you do this? And you don't do it right away. People never like nag you, or they don't feel any type of way because they're like, okay, you may be a little slow, but you're going to do it. It's a guarantee. I know that I can rely on pile number 2 because pile number 2 has never, what is it called? Has never disappointed me. Yes, they may take a little bit more time, but you're actually going to do this. I know it. So people feel like you're very reliable, but you just may take a little bit more time. You're never in a rush here. You could feel like rushing just is not your vibe. So you're like, let me just slow it down. And when it gets done, it gets done. All right, what's the Knight of Pentacles? I feel like you're very patient about your blessings as well, but you live a very abundant life anyway. So it's not like you're just sitting around waiting for the next best thing. You kind of have good things happening all the time if you really were to look at things and, look at that perspective. All right, Knight of Pentacles is the Four of Cups. So people do sometimes feel overlooked by you. Maybe they're wanting to hang out, like a new friend that you met, and they exchange numbers with you and they're excited to hang out, but you're not ready to hang out right away. It may take a little bit longer, but you do come through and hang out with that friend by the end of the month. It happens, it just took a little bit of time. So people may feel like your time is very precious, and the time that they get to talk to you, spend time with you, is very sacred and precious. And it's like, I need to enjoy this moment because I know that they're busy or they prioritize other things right now. And so I just don't want to take it for granted. So I do feel that way. I feel like people are very like eager and excitable to be around you, for you to pick up the phone, for you to comment back, for you to give them a text back. So there's an energy of like, your time is precious, and also just being very favored. All right, we have the Six of Pentacles here as well. So they also may feel like even though you may take a little bit longer to reply back, to get back to them, to come around, to do whatever, when you do show up, you are very generous. So it's like if a friend wanted to hang out in the beginning of the month, but you only were able to make time towards the end of the month, you could be very generous. Like maybe you bought them something when you were out shopping and you're just giving it to them, like, hey, sorry, I've been so busy. I've missed you. Here's this little gift. Or if you're going to lunch, you're like, hey, I know I've been so busy. I know you wanted to take me to lunch, but I'm going to pay today. So there's something very generous about your time when you do finally have the time or make the time to be around people. And they just feel like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like if you're in line to meet like your favorite celebrity and they had to leave early, they couldn't see everybody in the VIP line, but then the email gets sent out and it's like, hey, I'm going to make time for each one of you guys at the end of the month. I'll be back in your city. Make sure you guys come with your VIP pass. It's almost like people really value the time spent, and they know that it doesn't come around often, and they feel very special in your energy. Okay. Eight of Pentacles came out, and remember I said that you have a great attention to detail. Like you could almost be like an event planner, Or what else is a great attention to detail? I guess like analyst jobs too. But you have like this incredible attention to detail that most people do not pick up so easily or well. You ever had a friend and they were like, my boyfriend or girlfriend took me here, but I don't even like this stuff. I don't even think they know what I like. I always have to remind them. You're one of those people where you kind of get it without someone having to tell you, just by observing people. There's also an energy too where people feel like, on top of that, you being intuitive and reading people, they feel like you are a hard worker with the Eight of Pentacles. Whatever you work hard at, whether that's like a hobby, an interest, your career, your business, with that practicing card, people feel like you have probably just picked something up or you just started doing something, but you're already like a master. You're already becoming like super professional with it, or you've got it down pat. Eight of Pentacles spends a lot of days and long nights doing something to become a master. So you could be someone's go-to for something. You could be someone's go-to for music, like a playlist. Like, what are you listening to now? I want you to share with me because I love your style. Or go to for fashion, or go to for food, restaurants, what do you call it? Restaurant. Ba, 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 ba. I forget what you call it when you give someone a uh, recommendation. There we go. So you're everyone's go to about something that they feel like I can't go to no one else because you just kind of perfected this. If I was to ask my other friend or if I was to ask someone else on the job, they would mislead me. I only trust your intuition. So that's powerful. Let's see what that's about. Alrighty, so here we have the, what card is this? This one is Temperance. Oh my God, and Temperance is right here. So two Temperance cards. An energy of moderation, doing things in moderation. So, let's see what else is here. Ten of Swords. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, first of all, like temperance is like not overkill, like not doing something too much, not being overkill with it. Um, People definitely feel like they want more time from you. They want to speak to you more. They wish that you came around more, but they also acknowledge that you're doing what's healthiest for yourself. Some of you have went through the 10 of Swords, which is like acknowledging that some situation was coming to an end, and then on top of just acknowledging that it was coming to an end, it was a situation that really hurt you deeply. So people know that this could be something that you are moving forward from, and even though they're wanting you around all the time, they're wanting to speak to you all the time, they may want you to reach out to them more, they understand that you're doing what's healthiest for yourself. All right, then you're also a perfectionist in some way. So even if you are healing, or if you're doing anything, if you're like picking up a hobby, an interest, or working to kind of heal from this situation, you have a perfectionist attitude where you're not going to um, change your concentration until you feel like something is up to your standards. And people really value that about you, okay? All right, so again, we have temperance energy. Again, an energy of doing things in moderation, not overkilling anything in your life, not overdoing it, okay? You know what your limits are and you stick to it because it keeps you in balance. And people know that about you. So there's been times where you've pushed yourself from the table, or you've pushed yourself from the bar. You push yourself from certain energies because you feel like I can only take a little bit of this. I'm very disciplined, so I'm not gonna overdo it. If I overdo it, it's gonna leave me imbalanced. So you really prioritize your peace, your serenity, your harmony, your equilibrium. Like what keeps you balanced. You know what's gonna make you wake up in the morning and feel well rested and what's not. So I feel like people have they have seen where you have pushed away from things where they have overindulged. And it makes them question themselves like, why am I not in that place of temperance? Why am I not in this peaceful period where I don't need to overdo it? So you've had some people like look at themselves based off of what you've displayed, almost like a role model. All right, clarify temperance. Nine of Swords. And the Seven of Wands. Okay. First and foremost, you're very supportive. So, like, even if you're in the gym, right? And someone comes up to you and they're like, oh, I wish my body looked like yours. I can't even be on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes like you. Oh, you look so amazing. It's like you don't tear anyone down. You always defend this person who may just not be as confident as you. You are the King of Wands, so you kind of exude a lot of confidence, but you also know how that can make other people very insecure. And even if people should not place their insecurities on you, you kind of are just like a defender of those who may not be as well off as you in certain sectors. You're always trying to uplift the next person, and show them that if they discipline themselves as well, that they can reach those heights. So I really like that about you, because we need more people like you in the world. Nine of Swords, though. So I do feel like you do sometimes have people in their head about themselves and wondering if you're judging them. But I feel like through your actions of defending their character or defending their actions, you show them that you guys are on the same team. You just do what works best for you, and it could have taken you some time to get there yourself, but you're standing and defending that. You're defending your discipline by not overindulging. So there's times where maybe you've had drinks with your friends and maybe you're not drinking that day, or you had one drink and then they're ordering rounds of shots and you're like, no thank you, I can't. Then people start to get in their head and they're like, well, am I just a drunkie? But you reassure them and like, no, you're not a drunkie. You're whatever works for you. I just know what works best for me, and that's why I refrain. And it's really helped me to be at peace and helped me to stay balanced. And this is just what works for me. This is what keeps me very happy. And I think people learn from that and they start to emulate some of the things that you do in your discipline. Okay, so just big role model vibes. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you. Like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hi, pile number 3. All right, so let's get into your reading of what people think about you at this time. So this is for pile number 3. Give me some opening messages for pile number 3. What do people think of pile number 3? Give me some messages. What do people think of pile number 3? All right, so these are just some opening messages, very positive, before we get into the juicy details. So let's see what comes out for you. Give me 3 cards for pile number 3. All right, let go. All right, so people are seeing you as very empowered right away. Look at that. Healer is here as well. And energy healing. Lots of cards about healing. Lots and lots of cards of healing. All right, so we have talk to your angels on the bottom of the deck. I feel like people feel like you put your worries and your fears to the divine. If you ever feel like broken down by your worries, your insecurities, or any fears, you make sure to pray, or you write, or you petition to the universe, and you kind of like put it in the universe's hands so that you're not carrying that burden. And I feel like you inspire people to do the same as well. Like, instead of overthinking, being in their head, leaning on their insecurities or their worries or doubts, they start to feel like, wow, they're I've heard that pile number 3 meditates, or I've seen pile number 3 pray, or I've seen pile number 3 light a candle before when they were going through a tough time, and look, they're thriving now. So they kind of see you as an inspiration, and also very someone who doesn't try to sit in the unknown and in your, like, the illusions. You just kind of put it up to God or the universe. Okay, let go is here. I feel like people have seen you walk away or detach or let go of things that no longer served you. These could be friendships, relationships, family drama, maybe even work situations. They feel like you just kind of, as soon as you feel like something is out of alignment for you, you start making amends to move the fuck on. Excuse my language. So I feel like you inspire people in that way, especially people who have stayed in situations that do not serve them longer than they should have. People are like, wow, you're so strong that you just kind of cut ties, or you cut losses, or you walked away from a situation. So people see you let go of something that they felt like was really good in your life, but maybe behind closed doors, you knew that it wasn't, and you had no problem dropping it like a fly. Okay, so I also feel like strong energy from your friends feeling this. So people like the energy of you walking away from certain situations in order to resolve it in your life. Instead of trying to fix it hands on, you just walked away. We also have healer here. So there's a healing property that you exude around others, and they feel very blessed to be in your presence. They could feel like you have the spiritual gift of healing, and you have shared that with them. All right. So I don't know if some of you guys, your profession also includes healing others, whether that's like in medicine or if that's in behavioral science or that's in spiritual professions as well. But there's something very healing about you. You're able to kind of calm down the worries of others by just speaking to them or instilling confidence into them. And again, we have energy healing. So there's something very like your energy really heals people in the same room as you. You could have a very Reiki type of vibe to you. All right. So people feel like your natural healing properties and abilities are an important part of their lives. Okay. So just basically that. There's not really much to say. People just feel like you have a very healing energy about you, that you've been able to heal yourself through really tough times and you have really spoke life into them. Or through your actions, you have brought life back into them after really troubled times. I feel like people really are very appreciative of having you around. All right, let's pull some more cards here and see what's going on. All right, tell me more about pile number 3 and what people think about them at this time. What do people think of my pile number 3? What do people think of my pile number 3? What do people think of pile number 3? Give me some messages. All right, we have artist here. We have wizard, okay. I felt like that would come out because of all the healing energies. All right, we have cell phone. And then we have teacher. All righty. All right, bottom of the deck, we have escape. Okay, so you may feel very uncomfortable with conforming to society, like what everybody's told to do and all the rules and limitations of society. You may really just not vibe with that, or you don't relate to that at all. So you could have an escapist energy, almost like Pisces energy, of just, running from anything that's trying to conform you. And that can be in positive ways. And you also in your life could have experienced it in negative ways. So, like, positively, this could be someone daydreaming, or this could be someone playing video games, or this could be someone, what else could be very fantasy energy? I mean, there's positive ways of you to, like, if you're smoking your ganja, I guess that could be positive as long as it's not stagnating you. But negative ways could also be like smoking too much, or drinking too much, or fantasizing too much and not really taking action. So I'm going to say that it's positive in the way that people are admiring you and they feel like you're able to kind of like separate negative things that could be happening in your life and still having a very optimistic attitude. All right, we have artists here. So you have a very artistic vision that people like they associate you with. So I don't know if you just have a very keen eye for like good art or fashion, design, even like home decor, how you design your room, how you design your home. People really think that you did your big one with whatever that is. Like your outfits, you could get complimented on your style a lot, your hairstyle, your makeup. You could be complimented on how you chose to decorate your home, maybe even how you decorate the inside of your car. People really think that you have a very artistic expression and vision to you that they kind of want to emulate. Okay. All right. We also have wizard here. I knew this would come out because when I seen that you kind of put your fears and your worries up to the universe, up to divine, up to God, whatever you believe in, your spirit guides. I felt like people would feel like you have a very magical type of energy. People may feel like you are a witch or you're a wizard. They may feel like you do candle magic, or because maybe you have your cards and they've seen that and they're not very educated on what cards are and how they work and why people use them. So they could just be deeming you as this very witchy, wizardy type of person. I feel like this is a big compliment too, because it kind of gives like the things that you were able to materialize in your life. People feel like magic was the reason, which is true and untrue in the same sense, because manifestations only work with action. But maybe you have used magic practices, whatever. There's so many practices, by the way. So whichever works for you, whatever you resonate with, you have used it to try to shift your mindset in order to take the actions necessary to materialize your blessings. So people may feel like you are over there just chanting to the sky, waving your little wand, doing magic, and you could be. But I also feel like it's way deeper than that. And some people will like say this in a way to make themselves feel better. Like, oh, they do witchcraft. So that's why they have this and that's why they have that. When in actuality, you sat here and just kind of watched this person doing their magic and you haven't taken action in your life, and that's why you're without. So it has nothing to do with what this person practices, what they're into, what they use to manifest. It really dumbs down to what you do in your life. So I feel like this could be a positive, but also in today's time, most times this is not a positive because people judge. Okay, so people may feel like this person got some magic in their bones. All right. Cell phone came out. I felt like when this card comes out, people may feel like you're very glued to your cellular device, your smartphone. So people may feel like you scroll a lot, or you're always taking pictures, or you're always texting someone, or you're always on a call. People may feel like you're not really immersed in reality and what's in front of you, but just on the phone. And you could be. And, it really doesn't matter what people think about that, is what you think about that. So, cell phone is coming out, whatever. Also, getting this energy of someone reaching out to you and they know that you're always on your phone, but they're not able to get to you. They're not able to get through to you, or they're not getting a response. So, there could be someone feeling some type of way about that. Okay. All right. Anyway, we also have teacher here, so you have the energy of the Hierophant. Pretty soon you should be charging for people to come to your university, because you serve out a lot of wisdom to the people who are thinking these things about you. You have taught people life lessons in as little as a conversation. You have taught things to people that are very like priceless. Okay, you have an energy of lecturing, but also like getting someone to learn something in ways that maybe they weren't able to learn before. So I feel like you take your experiences and you kind of just dish it out of what it's really about. Like if you've been through something, you kind of explain in a very straightforward tone of what it is. For example, like if you've been through heartbreak, which I know we've all been, and you have a friend coming to you and saying, oh my God, like, this person, this girl or this guy is not hitting me back. And I thought we were going to be together and blah, 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 blah. You could be keeping it very straightforward of like, listen, the person's not reaching out to you because they're not interested at the time. And you just need to, once you understand that, then you can move forward and transform your life. You don't have to sit around waiting on someone who probably is a loser anyway. So the way that you explain things and give your wisdom out from your own experiences has helped people tremendously, whether they were able to be positive about it in that time or if they felt negatively about it. I still feel like no matter what, it has helped a lot of people. Okay. Also, I do get this energy too of people who are meant to be your mentors, your teachers, people in that kind of authority. So, like if you were ever in university and you had a professor, if you were ever in high school and had a teacher, if you were ever in church and you had the pastor, the priest, If you ever went to a counseling session and you had the counselor there or the therapist there, people in these type of roles are very naturally attracted to you. Now, this can be platonically, like they just attracted to your maturity and wisdom, and they feel like you don't really even need to be sitting before them trying to learn something because you got it down packed. Or it could be romantic, where people who are supposed to be training you start falling for you. So I feel like you've had that in your life, and you should expect that even more moving forward. When you kind of go to in when you kind of go and you try to get services from these people, maybe even try to learn from them, you may end up leaving these sessions with them learning from you. Okay. And it also attracts them to you, like, damn, who the hell is this? All right. So that's the first part. Let's go ahead and get the tarot now. All right. Tell me more about pile number 3 and what people think about them. Tell me more about pile number 3 and what people think about them. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Okay. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lord. How ironic that that came out with all of this energy. All right, let's see what else is here. All right, we have the Hierophant. I told you. You have that Hierophant spirit within you. And what's even greater than that, you know how your first card came out and it was like you put all your worries to the divine, to the universe, because you know that they have your back, and maybe what you're going through, you're not having an understanding for it, but it'll make sense eventually. It has strengthened your relationship to the divine, to your creator, to your spirit guides, ancestors, to God, whatever you believe in. It has really strengthened your relationship of you just having faith and trusting them. So you could be God's favorite. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. See what else is here? Ten of Cups. Wow. Positive, positive cards coming out. Very interesting. What else is here? Oh, the World card. Wow. Okay. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have Empress. Okay, Empress is such a dope card to come out for anyone, even if you're a masculine watching, because it just speaks volumes about your reputation and what people really feel about you. All right, so Empress is the energy of someone who, no matter what they have their hands in, what they touch, what they invest in, what they focus on, the people that they are around, they elevate and grow whatever that is. It's like the Midas touch, you know, the hand of gold. Like, if you have friends in your life, they have grown because of you. If you're with your parents, you know, in your life of growing up to this age, you have helped your parents to grow and transform their mind, right? When it comes to at your jobs, your careers, you have helped grow the company in a major way. When it comes to your clients, if you have your own business, your customers, you've helped grow and transform their life. When it comes to your lovers as well, you have helped grow these people, okay? Whereas they would not have had such momentum if you were not around. So it's a very, very prominent energy to come out. And also in your life, you have grown your life and have been very abundant with things that started off very small, or things that people may have doubted about what you were doing. So interesting. All right, let's clarify, because we have the Two of Cups here, which just shows like this energy of people wanting to be apart. People feel like you're a soulmate that stepped into their life, whether these are your friends, your past friends, your lover, your past lovers, your family, strangers, people that you work with. People just really feel like you have a soulmate vibe. Like, man, was this destined to meet them? And I feel drawn to them. I feel a spiritual connection to them. So, Two of Cups. Let's talk about it. All right, Seven of Cups. Whoa. All right, so the Seven of Cups lets me know that this is not just in one area of your life. This is not like your potential lovers feel like you're a soulmate. This is not like your potential friends feel like you're a soulmate. This is all encompassing. Different categories of your life, you have people this feeling where they feel like, damn, this is my soulmate. Like, I'm supposed to do life with this person, or, they feel like the connection is way deeper than what is surface level. And this is in different sectors of your life. So, like work, family, friends, strangers, when you travel the world, okay? Like, if you ever travel or if you move and you relocate in these places, you meet people who feel like you're their soulmate. All right, Four of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so even though people have these emotions and feelings for you and this energy of how sacred and strong and powerful this connection could be, with that Four of Pentacles, it definitely lets me know that this is a very gate kept energy. You don't agree that all the people that you've met in your life are soulmates to you. You have a select few with the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is like reservation. So you it's almost like when you have something very prized possession and you go and lock it away at the bank for safekeeping. So this energy of yours is for safekeeping, and only certain people can really unlock that mutual soulmate bond that you have within. But you have met a lot of people who feel that way about you, okay? You're like a lot of people's safe place with that Four of Wands. All right, let's get into the Hierophant, because that is definitely what I feel here with the teacher and the wizard and even the artist. I feel like you have this energy of, I can teach you some things, okay? Most definitely. If you're going to comment on this video, leave a little piece of wisdom for everyone watching the video, or even for me. I would love to see what you could teach me today. If you have any advice, or if you have a piece of wisdom that has never steered you wrong, share it with me, okay? All right, let's see. Tell me about the Hierophant for pile number 3. All right, we have the King of Cups. Okay, so your power in your teacher energy or your spiritual energy is emotional stability. Like, you have emotional maturity. You know how to treat situations and not say the wrong thing or not do the wrong thing, or how to not offend people but still get your message across. So I feel like this is why you appease so many other teachers that you may come into across to, because the way that you speak is very self-aware, and you also talk in the awareness of others. You can pick up what people may have gone through, where their weaknesses are, and you have a way of displaying their weaknesses without making them feel like they're a weak ass bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been saying that so much because that term, weak ass bitch, it it tickles me. But yeah, you have a way of like displaying someone's weaknesses and not making them walk away like, that fucking bitch, like, how could they say that about me? They kind of like come to this realization, acceptance, and you show them how to move forward, and it's very powerful. Very, very powerful. People should pay for what you got to say, okay? We have the Queen of Swords here, so you're just very straightforward and very blunt. And you know how to detach from maybe what is going on. You teach people how to detach from things that can, like for example, like if someone is getting criticism from their employee review, right? and they're like, that bitch, that, excuse my language, that mother, whatever, my boss, how could they say that? They think I'm lazy, I'm not multitasking, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not that, and they didn't give me a raise, blah, blah, blah. You may sit this person down and teach them how to detach emotionally from what happened so that they can be more successful in their future and not let that bother them. Because, okay, it's one thing to get that review and be angry, but if they hold on to that anger, that could really affect their progress and their performance moving forward. So it's like, let that shit go. None of this even matters. Like, do we even care that much? And if you know that you were doing these things, just listen to what the boss was saying. They may want it done in a particular way. So maybe you need to switch that up, take your emotions out of it, and just perform. And you'll get it the next time. Or my favorite thing too is like, if someone's not getting something, it's not for them. There's something much greater and bigger for them. You need to be happy that the rejection came. Okay. So, whatever way that you convey it to people is just very, like, wise, very wise. All right, 10 of Cups is how people see you. So they see you as someone who is getting, like, you're doing life right. You're someone who lives your days out and you are fulfilled. While other people may be feeling like this life is daunting, it's boring, it's moving slow, I'm not getting what I want, I'm working so hard and working at a job I don't like, whatever. They feel like you're doing life right, where you always have a smile on your face, you're always very happy, you feel fulfilled because you do things that fulfill you and you don't have it any other way. So while people may conform to certain rules of society to not be judged by other people, you kind of move and don't care about who's judging you and who's not. I'm going to do the things that make me happy. And they feel like you're doing life very right. They may feel like you're a very abundant person because you have positive intentions. They also may feel like your family is very supportive of you. Like, there's something about like going against you means the family's going to come for you. And I don't know what that means, but they may feel like whoever you consider to be your family protects you and will ride at dawn for you. You may have like an overprotective brother, overprotective sister. Your mom and dad may not play. Your mom and dad can play CEO games. They know how to write, letters to people's jobs, or they may have a lot of push, okay? So I feel like people know that you have a big support system that loves you dearly, and if anyone was to harm you and it was to be told, your family is going to step 10 toes down for you and protect you. So that's something that people say too. They're like, don't mess with your family, or don't mess with you because your family, even though it's love and light, it also can be fight night. Okay? All right, let's see what else is here. Oops, sorry. All right, we have the Hierophant again. Okay, also, not only your physical family, but your spiritual family. You could be very highly protected. Again, it makes sense because I feel like the people who are very protected are the people who have great relationships with divine. You have to cultivate that energy with divine. You have to pray. You have to write. You have to set your intentions. Some people give offerings. I mean, I don't do that, but there's so many different ways of really strengthening your relationship with divine. Another way of strengthening your relationship with divine is following their lead. So if they're purposely pushing you on a path, it's for you to take action, be faithful, and go down that path and stay on that. Or even like if the divine is trying to remove something or someone that is not good for you out of your life, staying faithful and just saying, okay, I'm not going back to that. So these are different ways that you can strengthen your relationship with divine. Of course, I'm not telling you this so that you can go do that, because obviously something that you're already doing is why you're so highly protected, and why you're so happy in life, and why your hair is not falling out, and why your skin is clear. Like you're living good because you have a great support from the divine. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here with the 10 of Cups. Let's talk about the World card, because the World card can say a lot of things. The World card can talk about you just being very culturally open, like you're someone who doesn't shy away from different cultures. You never turned your nose up to different cultures. You're always down to be around different families from different backgrounds or date people from different backgrounds. You're always down to get food and support businesses and sorry, support businesses, including food, including art, including whatever. Support different businesses from different backgrounds. You possibly have traveled to other places. You ever been on a trip where it wasn't like all relaxing in the sun and drinking pina coladas? Like, you ever been on a trip that was very like informative and cultural, where you learned a lot of the background from the place that you're visiting and you felt happy about that? So maybe you've done trips like that that were more informational and cultural versus just leisure. Okay, on top of that, the world also talks about relocation. So you're someone who you are not afraid to like explore and put yourself out there and maybe move to different cities, to different states, to different countries. The world also talks about completion. So people have seen you wrap up chapters in your life with the quickness and move on into a new abundant chapter. So it's almost like you reinvent yourself. And you also, what people don't know about that, like people may say that you close out a chapter with an X, right? And you moved out of that house and then you moved to the city and now you're living on your own, but you're thriving. And people may be like, damn, you know, she knows how to detach, or he knows how to detach really fast. But what people don't understand too is that the world card talks about um, learning a lesson. So there was a very tough, challenging time that you had to go through, but you stuck with it and you decided to learn your lesson and not repeat a cycle. And that's why you look so blessed. And you are so blessed. So this is what people are saying about you. Like, you always come out on the better side of life, even whatever you go through. You know how to like dust your hands of it and move forward, and you always elevate. Okay. And it's because you choose to not run from your lessons, but experience them to move on to your next steps. Nine of Cups. Okay. There's a big deal of people seeing that you are really happy. If you're not feeling super happy right now, you're feeling kind of lackluster, wait till the rest of this month of September and you're going to be super happy. There's going to be a lot of things for you to smile about. And I also want you to know, as you are smiling and really enjoying yourself and feeling fulfilled, people are watching, and this is how they're coming up with their thoughts of you. Okay, so just know that. But Nine of Cups is like getting what you want. Maybe people feel like you always get what you want, you always get out on the better side. But what people don't see is the challenges that you had to really move on from. You had to go through them and show that you are disciplined to be able to be blessed with this new chapter. All right, we have Hangman here. So Hangman is the energy of people who could be watching you. They could feel very stagnated. They could feel a lack of progress or a lack of movement in their life. They don't know why they're feeling so stuck. But also, this is why people are stuck. They're stuck because maybe they refuse to learn lessons. So they keep going back to the same things. It's starting that cycle fresh again. And another reason could be their lack of adventure or lack of culture. So people may refrain from getting into cultural things where they learn wisdom from other cultures or open themselves to new possibilities, new types of people. And also relocation. Some people are afraid to leave what they're familiar with, and I feel like you embrace that. So yeah. All right, I know that was a mouthful, pile number 3, but this is what people think about you. Don't forget to leave your wisdom in the comments down below. I really would love to see what you guys have to share, because even though I feel like I'm pretty wise, I know that I could deal with some more learning. So I would love to see what you guys say. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next pick a card. All right, bye.